Now we're going to argue the other side of the coin and whether or not we could be in a bull market still. And I'm going to give my opinion on what I think is going on here. By the way, guys, sorry I had to clip this video like that. I had some technical issues. The internet keeps going off in my house for some reason, so that's just where we are. So we'll start off at the start with Bitcoin. Cool. We'll start with the start with Bitcoin. Let's just look at the structure that we're in at the minute. Okay, so we've got a low formed in the 25th of July, a higher low on the 31st, slightly higher low than that on the 2nd of August, in 20th of September, and we have wicked down here, but again we've held a higher low than we were currently at. We're at 42,400 for the higher low now, and the previous low was 39,900. So each time we've had these lows printed, this is a low, and we've pushed 44% there, and then from this low we pushed a 40% push. From this low we pushed a 70% push. So where could we push from this low? Who knows? We're not exactly sure yet, but all I'm showing you is after these lows have been printed, we have had a decent push to the upside following this. You do have to take into consideration, however, that these crashes were for 25% here, whereas we've had a lot bigger crash now for or retrace Bitcoin here, or whatever you'd like to call it, a decrease in value of the lowest point 38% to current prices 25%. So we have had a bigger correction here, but we are, in my opinion, this is one thing that you could say is a bullish argument, that we've still formed higher lows. We haven't broken that structure yet. A few other things that I would like to throw out there are the RSI. The RSI back in like January, February time was way higher than it is now. Look, if you see where the RSI is here, it's much more overbought here than it is currently, and we're right near the bottom on the RSI, so we're almost oversold on the RSI, and we've had this crash. So it's a bit of a strange one in that sense. So the technical analysis really shows it's a bit of a strange area. Last time we dipped into this sort of price range, this RSI range here at 32, we did have a bit of a retrace rally, and that was actually at the capitulation back in April. We had the retrace rally of this dump was 27%. Then we had a retracement of 26%. So that's something you really want to keep your eye on, is the retracement here, guys. We're looking for the 702 Fibonacci retracement level to be broken if we do reverse this. So as I was saying, yeah, the RSI is just another thing that doesn't suggest to me that we are in a bear market, because you normally have euphoria and a blow off top for a crypto bull market. I'm going to relate that into this section here, that we are in extreme fear. We were in extreme fear yesterday. We were in fear last week. We need to be up in greed and euphoria, in my opinion, for the end of the cycle, when people are getting super greedy. It's the most damage on the market, the most impact, and cycling the most profits away from retail investors into the long-term bag holders. So that, in terms of technical analysis, is what I'm looking at here. We haven't formed the lower low yet. Do I think the complete low has been printed? No. As you can see, we do. We are still on a downtrend here for Bitcoin. We have created a larger ascending, a larger broadening descending wedge now, as you can see from up here, but it is also a reversal pattern, so that's something to keep your eyes on, guys. So we are still inside. This is a broadening descending wedge. As I said, we need to break out of this from the upside. Current price is at 55,000. We really need to break above the 50-day moving average on the daily, as we've been stuck under that, as you can see, for a little while. We are trying to regain the 200-day, which looks like what we've done a little bit here. So blockchain backers saying that we're right at the top, and I can understand why, but I would suggest, this is going to sound kind of mad, but let me get through it. I would suggest actually that we are more in an area, actually I'll leave that open, we are more in an area like this, this sort of area for crypto right now. So we've been pushing up, slow grinding, look, slow grinding up, slow grinding up. Like, these are good pushes at the start of the year, but then we have this capitulation. It's a slow grind, the capitulation, slow grind, capitulation. Even here, it's a grind, capitulation. Back in 2017, we had multiple green candles without even having red candles on the daily. It's tiny pullbacks. Like, it's not tiny in percentages, but it is compared to what we're doing now. So that's what, 10% there, 14% there, 18%, and then we push up high and we pull back. A small pullback, push up, push up, push up, pull back, but only in a day. Push up, pull back, and then we start pushing on. So I'd actually say, sorry, this is 2020. I would actually compare where we are in this cycle to the start of the cycle of 2020. I really would do that, because I just think it looks very similar to this sort of structure. And I don't know if enough people have been pointing this sort of area out. We had this, obviously this is C19. We grind out, we pull back, we grind out, we pull back, we grind out, we pull back, we grind out. We have a bit of a blow, we pull back big. So we had the big push up in January, big pullback to retest those moving averages of 30-ish%, and we big push up. This is a Tesla day, big push up, then pull back, push up, and then we've honestly been grinding since then. Anyone who says we hasn't been in this bull market, or this crypto market, very long. We've pulled back, and we've grinded up, we've pulled back, we've grinded up, we've pulled back. We're looking for another grind up, in my opinion, guys, honestly, and I do think we'll hit. I do actually think that we'll push up before the end of December, personally, but we're going to get onto that at another time. So there's another argument for what I think is going on. They're both your Bitcoin scenarios. So now we've got XRP. So blockchain backer is a big believer in the fact that all TA just point towards the same thing, and if certain things haven't happened, then he doesn't think that they're indications for him, or they have been in the past, that things aren't quite right, or that the top's not necessarily in. So I don't understand why he's suddenly flipped his tune. I know what he's saying, that the altcoins can rush now, but I don't think, again, that I think he's kind of seen this potential top come in, panicked a bit, and put out a statement, and then trying to back it up with whatever news that he can. I'm not digging at him at all, and I keep mentioning him, honestly, because I respect his TA, but I just think he's wrong in this case, and I could look like a complete tit here, that's fine. I'm just giving my opinion. So, if he is, or what he says, if he thinks the top's in, well, actually, the Bitcoin top didn't come in till right here in the last bull run, which is the 16th of December. And XRP had started to make a big move before then. So XRP was actually on the 10th of December, was at around 24 cents. And by Bitcoin's top, XRP had moved 284%, and we haven't seen that sort of move. Yes, granted, when Bitcoin did come down, XRP kept pushing, and when Bitcoin rallied back up, XRP topped out at $3.90, it says on this chart. So it did push a further 369% from the 200% it had already moved, or from the bottom, it pushed up a total of 1.5k%. But what I'm saying is, and my point is that XRP hasn't started this rapid movement up yet, which it did in 2017, which blockchain backer does like to rely on that sort of data. So I don't know why he hasn't talked about that. Another thing, this World War Bitcoin is a great TikToker. I'm personally a fan. I'm going to follow him. I don't know I wasn't. But he makes a good point for why he thinks that things are going to be going more bullish or staying bullish. He said, in my video yesterday, I said there were a lot of questions that needed to be answered in regards to whether Bitcoin was about to enter the bear market. I thought it would take longer, but it seems like we have already gotten some answers from what I can tell, and they're all positive. So, firstly, volumes may not look like much on this chart, but there are two of the strongest days that didn't involve major short or long squeezes. So we've got 2 decent days of volume. Yes, that's a big red day. That's when we lost that 53k of support, and we really pushed down. So Glassnode reports exchange outflows of about 1 billion Bitcoin, of about $1 billion, that's 20,000 Bitcoin. This is the second highest day of outflow for the last 6 months. For perspective, the dump in May, the highest inflow was 13,500. So when we had a big dump in May, people only put 13,500 Bitcoin onto exchanges to sell, and they've taken 20,000 off recently. Whales bought the dip. He does mention this other whale quite a lot, who's been buying 300, 900, 106, 900 over the last few weeks. And then on this dip, he bought 2,700 Bitcoin. Purpose Bitcoin ETF are their biggest inflow in inception. They now hold 27,000 Bitcoin. and a few other things, but the main thing that I wanted to show you says, going hand in hand with the previous tweets, illiquid supply saw another uptick compared to May. So basically, the illiquid supply is increasing and the liquid supply is decreasing. Sorry, the illiquid supply is increasing and the price in US dollar is decreasing, which is a bullish divergence. Every single time that happens, we have another big push, or we have done in the past, for cryptocurrency. So the last few things that I want to throw out there, a few weird little things, and I'm going to just try and tie this all together. We'll go here actually to start with. We are actually only at 300 million crypto users worldwide, which on this adoption chart would put us still literally about here, where we are looking in the 1997 sort of range of the internet adoption. We're still looking to have a lot more growth before 2024, up to 1 billion users. So we've got another 300% move to make in the next 3 years. And if we are to go into a bear market here, that's 3 years out of the question, basically. So I just don't think in that sense that makes sense. Furthering from that, Raoul Pal thinks that we are going to hit 100x from where we are now in the next 10 years. He also said that he thinks that Bitcoin will top out in and around 250,000 for this bull run. I understand that he could have his own incentives to say what he's saying, but I don't think a macro investor of his caliber, when you have other people like banks buying crypto, you have institutions buying crypto, you have countries buying crypto, you have Colombia, the biggest banks that partner with Gemini to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum. When you have all these things, and I know there you could clash them as like emotional away from the technical analysis side of cryptocurrency, but when you have all these indicators, I don't think a macro investor like Raoul Pal gets something 500% wrong. I really, really do not think that happens. So could we be coming into a bear market? I honestly don't think so, is my complete answer. Obviously I've shown you my opinions as to why I think both sides of the coin, and my honest opinion is that I do not think we are in a bear market. Do I think that we could take a while to grind out of this space? Yes, I do. Do I think Bitcoin set its current low? I don't know. Could it set a lower low? It does often do that when we have an initial capitulation. It then retraces for a little bit, and then we set a slightly lower low on an ABC, and then we start to move on from there. So they're just the things that I'm considering. But do I think we're in a bear market? Personally, no, I do not, for all the reasons that we've discussed today. I still think XRP is going to hit $10 to $13. I actually realistically think it will hit 13 to 15. I do think XRP will set a higher high. I do think Bitcoin will set a higher high, sorry. I also think, and this is a really weird one to come out there, Ethereum could get close to Bitcoin. So there's a weird one for you. For a few reasons, and we can talk about them in another video, mainly to do with metaverse and gaming tokens. They could definitely help Ethereum's adoption, with also ETH 2.0 coming out. And the rally into that will be where I'd be looking for ETH to get up close to Bitcoin's market cap, if it's going to do it. So if Bitcoin doesn't set a new all-time high, which I very, very likely think it will, I think Ethereum could catch up, or if not take over, and that would make for a great alt season, obviously, and that would be something that we've not seen before in the crypto market, of course. And finally, Ripple versus the SEC. The deadline for the SEC to comply with aspects of the court schedule is yesterday. They had to reply to exactly why XRP met the Howey test, and that's why it was a security, and they had to tell the court specifically why, as well as a few other things. And John Deaton, if you've not been following this, he gave a big story out saying how both Ripple and the SEC could win, like in inverted commas. I think this could also be something that saves the crypto space if we get a favourable decision for Ripple in this lawsuit. So that's all my opinions, guys. I know I feel like I've rambled again a bit today, but I hope this has helped everyone with your thoughts and what I'm thinking. Nothing's changed for me. It's just another knockback that happens in cryptocurrency. It's not an easy asset to hold. No cryptocurrency is easy to hold. Massively risky, massively volatile, but that's where you see the big rewards. And with that, guys, I want to say thank you for listening, and I'll speak